What up, everybody? Hungry and Hungover here. Today is April 5th. It is also the 26th day in the month-long challenge where I review random shit and play Solitaire. Historical fact for today: in 1997, Steve Irwin's hit TV show The Crocodile Hunter debuts, and famous birthdays, one of my all-time favorite rappers, Juicy J. So today I'm going to be reviewing the second episode of the final season of the UK show The Inbetweeners, and this is the first time the boys experiment with weed, so let's talk about it. So the episode begins, and Will, Jay, Simon, and Neil are all in Jay's caravan, and he's telling them stories from his recent vacation.
So I had one bent over the table here, there was one up here I was fingering, I was just toe fucking the one on the floor.
Whilst your parents were sleeping in bunk beds just over there.
We're also treated to another legendary appearance by Jay's father in this episode.
Jay was just telling us about the birds he pulled in Norfolk.
Oh, right, was he?
Yeah, you remember, right, Dad?
And his dad completely roasts him, once again.
Well, he's a total bullshitter then. Because the only pussy he's ever touched was his mum's when he fell out of it. See you later.
And much like the Caravan Club episode I reviewed in Season 1, this is another episode where Will, Simon, and Neil are fed up with Jay's bullshit and decide to call him out once again.
Oh, yeah, what else have I ever said that's bullshit?
That your mate can squeeze himself into a microwave?
Yeah, a good sized one.
That your dad fought Muhammad Ali as an amateur and beat him?
It was on a points decision.
And here's where the narrative of the episode comes into place. The boys walk past Donovan, who's smoking a fat joint in the middle of the street, and Jay goes on to say how everybody smokes weed nowadays, and Will obviously says, well, none of us do, and Jay says he can get them weed anytime they want, and that's crucial for later. Meanwhile, Simon chases Carly to school like a fucking psychopath, and he ends up meeting his girlfriend throughout this third season, Tara.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
No, sorry, I really didn't mean to sit on you.
No, because that would be weird.
They introduce themselves to each other, and Simon notices the book she's reading, which she goes on to say she buys it every week, and Simon makes a total fool of himself yet again.
So you buy it every week?
Yeah.
Not every week, though.
Yes, every week.
So every week?
Are you broken? Have you got a head injury?
So thinking on his feet, Simon changes the subject to music, and we learn that Tara absolutely loves going to concerts and gigs around town, and Simon lies to impress her by saying he does too, and he also lies by saying he always brings weed. So this is how that turns out after she invites him to a gig this Friday.
Great. Well, I'll see you Friday then, and I'll bring enough spliff puff for everyone.
Even enough for your mum?
No, she won't be there. Stupid bitch.
So later that day, Simon goes to ask Jay if he can get some weed for the gig this Friday, and of course he was lying earlier, but Will brings up the point that Donovan obviously knows where to get it, so Jay mans up and goes to talk to Donovan.
I don't know what Donovan was smoking, but it made him spread butter like a maniac.
What if he throws a toaster at you?
So Jay ends up paying Donovan for some weed, and Donovan proceeds to rip open 2 packets of tea and dump it into some saran wrap.
Well, no, it's tea, like normal tea. We just saw you empty the bags.
You're calling me a liar. You're disrespecting me.
He ends up totally bitching Jay out and makes him apologize, and the night of the concert, Jay is at Simon's house with the boys, and he's trying to roll up these joints full of tea. Well, Will gives his, sanctimonious anti-drug rhetoric, and eventually they make it to the gig, and Jay has to make up for getting Simon tea. Simon found out and he was super pissed off, and he saw somebody dealing drugs earlier, so he decides to approach him, and the scene is great.
Oh, so you want to buy drugs? You came to me. Why?
Well, because we saw you.
Because I'm black. Saw a black guy at a gig, thought must be a drug dealer.
After some more back and forth banter between the three of them, Jay finally mans up and just straight up asks if he can have some.
Here's 30 quid. Can we just have some puff?
Yes, you can. But only because I'm a dealer, not because I'm black.
So even though Jay just saved the day and is totally going to redeem himself for Simon, he's about to prove how much of an amateur he is in the drug subculture, and this scene brings back memories from high school, and I love this little clip.
Can you roll it up for us, please?
So Tara shows up to the gig and totally clowns on Simon's stupid hat he wore to impress her.
Actually.
What the fuck's this?
What? Oh, hi!
And Will, Jay, Simon, and Neil, and Tara go out back and share a joint. And this scene's pretty funny. They're all scared to take the first hit. And Simon eventually mans up because he told Tara that he does it all the time, and we hear Will's internal dialogue about the situation.
I couldn't really blame Simon. If I thought a fit girl like Tara might get off with me, I'd probably mainline heroin into my eyeball.
Neil and Will are the only two that don't partake because Will's being super uptight about weed, and Neil mentioned earlier that he brought some cough syrup and sleeping pills, so he's pretty zonked out at this point.
I think I'm coming up. How many singers are on stage? It looks like 5.
So later, Tara and Simon are enjoying the concert, and Jay is doing his absolute best to peer pressure Will into taking a hit.
Bill, have a puff. Show us you're not scared.
Well, I would, but I don't actually smoke because, what's that thing you get when you smoke?
Sex?
No, cancer, Neil.
Well, fine, eat it then.
And to prove Jay wrong, that he's scared, he actually ends up eating the rest of Jay's joint, and Jay's pretty pissed, and we'll get into the effects of that later. Meanwhile, Simon and Tara are having a great time. Tara runs away to the bathroom to go throw up some more, and Will shows up, and now he's super stoned and experienced the effect of eating like less than 0.5 grams of weed, and this scene's ridiculous.
I'm a bit busy here, Will. Can you look after yourself?
I can't stop my arms! Look how random my arms are! Help me!
So despite urban legends you might have heard, you cannot get stoned from eating raw weed, especially less than a joint. And believe me, I know what I'm talking about. I could do a whole video on decarboxylation and edibles, but that's another video for another day. Will ends up being so stoned that he goes to the stage, and this happens.
Can somebody call me an ambulance? Because I'm in trouble. Time is moving really, really slowly.
The bouncers take Will off stage, and they do get him an ambulance, and this episode ends in quite a disaster, I guess, except Simon is actually still with Tara, believe it or not.
Mental.
Are you sure it was just cannabis you took? I ate it. I'm really sorry. Is my mummy coming? Can you make my arms stop?
And the episode ends with Jay experiencing some classic super stoned paranoia as well.
Oh, shit, the blue lights.
It's an ambulance.
That's what they want you to believe.
So that's pretty much it. This is another great, just solid Inbetweeners episode. I always advise you go watch the whole show yourself. Don't do drugs out there, unless you, don't do drugs out there. Anyways, I guess that's it. I'm pretty much gonna lose this game. I could already tell. And yeah, stay safe out there, everybody. Tomorrow will be the review for episode 3. So peace, subscribe. Gonna end the video with some Juicy J music since it's his birthday. Peace.
Nigga talking like they stunned, but real niggas ain't stupid. Who you think you fooling? You gon' have to come prove it. You know me, I'm an OG, I don't say it unless I do it. Got a pistol off in my 550, nigga don't make me use it. You rap niggas is clueless.